Okay, I'm excited again because I'm playing with these guys again. I don't know. I'm totally hooked on these things. Totally. And today's is super fun. Okay, here's what you're going to do. We're going to emboss on these guys. And I've got you zoomed in so that you can see really good. So I'm going to try my best to stay. I got to stay over this. Yep, that's where I got to stay. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get out a piece of paper. I've got just some computer paper. So I'm going to use this piece here. And I think I'm going to fold it in half because I've been having some issues with my dumping back in my pot skills. Okay, fold that in half. Now, I'm going to use the black one. Now, here's what's super important. You have to use something like a powder tool, okay? You have to. And I suggest you use it on both sides. These guys are not only... you know, not only do they pick up the gels from your hands and things like that, but they come with that protective coating, which leaves a little bit of something behind. And I tried doing this without. It doesn't work. So be sure that you put the stuff on. Now, I'm going to use a zebra stamp. Is anybody surprised by that? Okay, because I love me some zebra. Now, my stamp is warped, and it does not stick on my block very good. So I'm going to ink it off of the block. Just going to ink that dude up. And then I'm going to lay it onto my pendant and just use my hand because it's just not working on my block. And I want to make sure, see, I can feel the pendant underneath, which is cool. I want to make sure I get it pressed really good. Then I'm going to peel it up. Okay, that is black ink from my stamp. I noticed that Versamark remove some ink like I was stamping in black, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm going to use, oh, my room is a mess. Okay, now I'm going to use, I'm tempted to use this gold. It's so pretty in the gold. Let's do the gold. This way you'll be able to see it too. This is some Ranger embossing powder in gold. It doesn't say super fine, it just says embossing powder in gold, so I don't think this is the really super fine stuff. Okay, so we got that there. And I just like to tap it just a little bit to get it to kind of lay down. Then you pick it up from your edges. Now, it will not be perfect when you look at it like that. And I have to go off screen to do this, but I'm going to go off screen and blow on it. Now, I blew on it a pretty good bit, but can you see how much came away? Now it doesn't look like a big blob of mess. Now, I pressed too hard on my stamp. There's one thing you need to remember. When you press on these, there's a lot of movement because of the slick surface to the slick surface. Okay? So I pressed totally too hard. So, forgive me for that. My zebra stripes will be fat. That's okay. Now I'm going to put this on a different mat because I like to put something between the heat of my good mat and this one because I burned too many mats. So, let's do it. A tip for you is to let your heat gun heat up before you get to it. I've not had any problems with the disc melting, but I want to make sure my heat gun is good and hot before I send it to the piece. I'll come from the side so you can watch it go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I like to move it off of here because this holds heat. So I'm just going to slide it over off of the heat spot where we were. So it's still pretty warm, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now this one's real hot. I'm going to set it aside and show you my very first one I did. The very first one I ever did was this one. And I got it pretty fat too. Look at that. But here's what I want to show you. It will scratch off if you make it. Okay, I can do this all day long and it's not going anywhere. I can scrub it and it's not going anywhere. But, and this is what I've been playing with, if I flick at it, you see this? If I scratch it, I can scratch it off. But I don't think you're going to be doing that with your jewelry. I mean, I don't see any reason for a necklace or a pendant that you're wearing in, you know, around your neck to get that much damage. And I'm having to press pretty hard. Like, I want to show you. I'm pushing with this hand. Let me do it down here. See? I'm pressing pretty hard. So don't do that. Just don't do that. And so this is the one that I did just there on camera for you. Obviously, because I scratched that other one up. And I got flakes all over me. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. See these little areas where when I was doing the embossing there was some underneath it? Watch, just clean that up. These don't stick as well because you didn't put any Versamark under them. So you don't have to worry about those. Just do that number. You can use a little paper towel or something. And just clean that up. See that? Okay. So look at that beautiful pendant. And I don't see any warping. You have to be careful. Now I don't use a regular heat gun. I use one of those industrial strength heat guns. This one might have warped a tiny bit because now it's wiggling. But I mean, really? And of course, it's not 100% cool yet either. So let's let it cool and we'll come back and look at it. Okay, so you saw the zebra one. And now I'm going to do one on the clear. I think this clear is really pretty. See this? Is it showing up very well? So here's the clear one. Now you can see it. Alright, so let's do some powder with the powder tool. And I have found that this is your best friend. You got to put something on it because these things will catch anything. And I mean, you know, because they're made for static cling, right? Okay. So, we're ready. And look at this. I'm in love with this. Okay. I found this from my Close to My Heart, one of my Close to My Heart sets. It's these little circles that go all the way around here perfectly. So I'm going to ink this up with some Versamark. The other thing I have discovered is you do not have to press very hard because you're stamping on a slick surface. So we're just going to touch it till it's touching all the way around. And then I'm going to lift it up because I don't want it to be too much. Okay. And then I have this A that is from one of my TPC Studio stamps. And I'm going to load it on the back of this block so that I can see where I'm loading it. And make sure it'll be in the right spot on that stamp. Does that make sense? See how I did that? And now I'm going to ink it with the Versamark. And again, you don't have to press very hard. Just get it there. Touch it. But make sure you touch it all the way around. So I am rocking a little bit. There we go. And now, I'll pick it up and put some paper behind it before I put my embossing powder on it. I'm going to use the gold again. Just make sure I get that everywhere. Oh, I always close it up. I don't know why I do that. Okay, and now I'm going to pick this guy up and tilt it. Now I did a lot of tapping, but I want to show you. I'm still going to have to blow all that extra away. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick. Now I did it on the top, but I'm going to need to turn it over and do the same. And what you'll find is that it will blow it away on the back side, but you want to just rub it a little bit. That's what that powder is good for. So now let's move this out of the way. I'll put my lid on this, and we're going to heat that. And I'm going to heat my gun first before I come to it. And I want to show you, this is the embosser I use. It's pretty serious, so if it's not bending them up, we're doing good. Let that take some of the heat. Come back at it. Because this pad underneath gets pretty hot, so I'm just kind of doing it in stages. You can see it melting. Look how pretty that is. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to let it cool. This is so pretty to me. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Now listen, you cannot go to town on this. You got to let this sit and cure. There is some powder on there, but we'll clean that up later. It won't be a big deal. And now just sit this off to the side to cool. Now let's do another fun one. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting no heat on my pad underneath because I don't want it to melt. Okay. Let's do something with clear. How about that? Alright, Here's a teal. I don't know how this is going to turn out, so we're just going to try it. I'm going to embossing buddy this up. Really good. I'm going to flip it over too. Now I have this stamp that's from Close to My Heart, and I love it, so I'm going to use this one on here, and I'm going to do it with the clear and just see how it turns out. So let's Versa mark it up. Again, place it, don't smush it. It really matters. So just a little pressure, just to get it all down. Then it really stuck. Alright, let's try the clear on here. This powder looks white until it's heated. And I'm really piling it on there because I want to make sure I get every little spot. And when you're working with clear, sometimes that's difficult to see. Now we're going to have to do that blowing off again, so I'm going to do that off screen so you can see it now. See that there? I do not enjoy embossing. Have I ever told you guys that? It is so messy and it's not my thing. But I love the way it turns out. But that's, you know, it's just not my thing. So, okay, heat gun, heat it up. Now one thing I've noticed with the clear is it literally goes away, and then when it cools it kind of comes back and it gives us that etched look, and I'll show you that in just a second. We're going to let that one cool, so I'm going to sit it to the side. It's still pretty hot right now. I'm going to sit it to the side, and let's go and do one more. Let that cool off. Now everybody seemed to love the book pages, so we're going to try doing the book pages. And I'm going to try something really different this time. This is the book pages stamp. Okay, and because I'm going to stamp onto acrylic and the ink stays wet for a good long time, I'm going to try to clear emboss on stays on ink. I will let you see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to see. And I'm going to use forest green. We're just going to see what happens. I know this ink stays wet for a good long time. You know, I showed you that you had to kind of let it dry before you mess with it. So we're just going to see if this will work. If it will, we found something new for these guys. And I'm really wetting this stamp up. And I'm going to go ahead and have my paper ready so I can be really quick. It's probably going to be pretty with just the green anyway. Now I'm just going to press this down. Oh, isn't that pretty? Now let's do the clear while it's wet. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the powder on it. That could change things. Ooh, trying to pick that up without making a big mess. Okay, I'm going to blow it off. And now let's heat it and see what we get. And that one's hard to tell because it's clear. There we go. I can see it start to shine up. From what I can tell, we might have got an entire layer. Maybe not. It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? See it? I'm going to let it dry for a second, then I'm going to touch it. No, it feels great. You can really tell that the... Let me do this again. See, nothing on my finger, but you can really tell that the embossing powder stuck to that. Now that's pretty cool, guys. And I'm rubbing pretty hard. And it's good. That's pretty neat. Now there's a little bit of flakiness. I don't know if that's some extra that didn't have ink under it that's coming off. I don't know, but I can feel the letters they're raised. That feels great. So now we have another technique. Love it. Can you see it lifted? I don't know if you can. All right, so there's another one. So I have this stamp that I got that is an A, and it's a fine line stamp. I think that'll be super cute on this shape. So we're going to try it. I'm going to powder it up good. Flip it over. Powder this side. Just to make sure I get all of the static and the grease and stuff from my fingers off. Now then, we're going to Versamark this one, because I want to use black embossing powder. And then we will, look how big. This is a big stamp, and I'm able to get it on here no problem. I also like that I can see when they touch down. It looks really cool. You probably can't see that on camera as well. Okay. Let's bring this dude over here. Pour on our black. This is close to my heart embossing powder, which I do not love. I'm just going to tell you it's not my favorite, but it's the only black I've got. So we're going to try it. I've had it for a really long time, and just doesn't seem to work as good for me. You see how it even falls off different? I don't know. Something different about it. Ooh, this reminds me of those magnetic mustache machine games. Gross. Okay, hold on. We're going to blow this off. Alright, we're ready to emboss that. I'm going to put another piece of paper under it so you guys can see it, because it goes away. There it is. There is a little bit of black left on here. I can't tell if it's underneath. Let me try underneath first. It is. The static cling will get you. You've got to use some kind of tool. And worst case scenario, you can take a paintbrush, and if you see anywhere it shouldn't be, just knock it off with your paintbrush. That looks amazing. Did you see how fast that went? It was awesome. Bring this up here for you guys to see it. Look at that. That is super cool. So there's an A for me on that bigger one. And look how it looks with the light on the embossing. That's cool. All right, I'm going to let these cool. This is just another way to do this, guys, with these acrylic discs. And I hope you like it. Remember, these are not made for scratching and rough wear, because this will come off if you flake at it. I did not try coating any of them. You might try coating some. Let me show you this one too while we're at it. You see this one? This is the one that kind of looks etched. Can you see it in there? It's just like an etched piece. This is the flower we did. Here is the book one again. Isn't that beautiful? And then here is the A. I'm going to clean this powder off now that it's dried so you can really see it. It's so cute. I can't wait to wear that one. And then, last but not least, the zebra. Hey, what if you did this? Oh, that doesn't exactly work. What if you had a black one to put in the middle though? Wouldn't that be pretty? Okay, so there's the new ones that are all embossed in different ways. So try that technique out. I hope you're enjoying the acrylic disc. I still have some ideas that I want to do. If you guys want to see them, let me know in the comments. I've got probably 2 more ideas for sure that I'd like to try with them. Just see what happens. But anyway, that's how they look. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.